subtracting. By the end of the lesson, I should be able to solve one-step equations using subtraction or addition. Here are vocabulary words that you need to have in your notes. Inverse operation is the operations that reverse the effects of another operation. So addition and subtraction are inverse operations. Division and multiplication are inverse operations. Then also when you see the word solve, you're going to find the answer. In your notes, you're going to think about what the opposite is. So go ahead and write down the opposite of up, which is down, go, which is stop, right, which is left, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So we have been solving these equations with algebra tiles, and now we're going to just use an algebraic expression, and we're going to add or subtract, multiply or divide to get the answer. The most important part about this is to make sure that you draw a vertical line through your equal sign. If you don't have this vertical line through your equal sign, it's going to be counted wrong. So I'm looking at my positive 4, and I have a positive 4, and I'm going to use an inverse operation to get rid of that. So my inverse operation, because it's positive, is negative, or subtract. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. Positive 4 and negative 4 equals 0. So these are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with just a q. And on the right-hand side, I have 5 minus 4, which is 1. So q would equal 1. Here's our second example. Make sure that you're writing all of these in your notes. Drawing my vertical line through my equal sign, I have a positive 8. So the opposite, or the inverse operation, is negative 8. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. What's left is q, and I have 13 fighting a negative 8. And positives are going to win by 5. So q equals 5. Number 3, y plus 11 equals 18. My opposite, or my inverse operation, is going to be negative because I have a plus sign. So I'm going to subtract 11 from both sides. When I subtract 11 from both sides, the 11s on the left cancel to leave me y. And 18 minus 11 is 7. Drawing my vertical line, I have a negative 3. So the opposite of negative is positive. And I'm moving the 3 because I need x to be by itself. So I added 3 to the left. I'm going to add 3 to the right. A negative and a positive equals 0. They cancel out. I'm left with x equals 15 plus 3 is 18. Drawing my vertical line, I have a negative 6. So the opposite of negative is positive. I need to add 6 to both sides because I need to get rid of the 6 that's on the same side as k. So k equals 12 plus 6 is drawing my vertical line. Thinking about my inverse operation, I have a positive 9, so I'm going to show a negative 9 on both sides, or subtract 9. 9 and negative 9 equals 0, so I'm left with y equals, positives are going to win by 5. Drawing a vertical line, the opposite of negative is positive, so I'm going to add 10 to both sides. Negative 10 and positive 10 cancel each other out, so I'm left with k equals, and 14 plus 10 is 24. Drawing a vertical line, the opposite of negative is positive 6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. Negative and positive 6 cancel out to leave me with w on the left. And 18 plus 6 is 24. Drawing my vertical line, the opposite of addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. A positive 12 and a negative 12 cancel out to equal y equals, positives win by 12. Drawing my vertical line, I'm looking at negative 4. The opposite of negative is positive, so I'm going to add 4 to both sides. My 4 on the left cancels, so I'm solving for W, and W equals 18. We're going to solve for X. So when I see the words solve for X, that just means get X by itself. So we're going to get X by itself by doing the opposite of positive, which is negative. Cancels out the 5s, and X equals 6. We're going to solve for X again. The opposite of positive is negative. So I'm going to subtract 12. I'm left with X equals 8. We're going to solve for X again. Draw my vertical line. The opposite of negative is positive. Negative and positive cancel to leave me an X equaling 10, because I have a positive 7 and a positive 3, and they're going to join forces. I'm drawing my vertical line. I'm thinking about what the opposite of negative is, which is positive. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides. I'm solving for X, so I need X by itself. And positive 12 plus 8 is 20.